Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and please hit the subscribe button and also the likes button. And if you're returning, welcome back, and also please hit the the likes button. Please always hit the likes button, whether you're returning, you're new. It helps my channel. It helps us get the channel in rotation, and it helps YouTube to actually put our channel in rotation. So please always hit the likes button. And if you're returning, once again, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. If you're coming back and you're rejoining, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. So as you see in the title, we have a couple of different topics to talk about. One is a case out of Orange County, South Carolina, which I seen this topic and I thought, gosh, I really need to touch on this topic. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to put myself on avatar really quickly. But I'm going to continue to talk because I need to make sure to find this case. But this is a case out of South Carolina. And I thought it was pretty interesting because the YouTube has, well, not YouTube, but the news has sent it to me. And I thought, this is so interesting. I want to touch on this topic because it's just so weird that anyone would put their family in, well, me. I'm going to talk from me, from my perspective. I would never put my family in a situation to where, especially one of my elderly parents or my parent for that matter, in a situation to where I'm going to place them in a home and not go and check out the facility before I put them in a facility or a residential care home for someone to take care of them. I'm going to go out, make sure that I get, references, check out the facility to make sure the rooms are okay. I'm going to be very picky, as I am, and I'm not going to compare my loved one to dogs, but, if I'm going to do it for my animals, I'm definitely going to do it for my elderly parents as I would do for my children. Go and check out the facilities. Make sure the house is clean. I want to see what kind of meals you're feeding them, where they're going to be staying, what rooms. And I'm actually going to, go and check on them on a daily basis. Well, when I got this case, I thought this is a really strange situation. Out of Orangeburg, South Carolina. So I am going to share the screen and let's see. And this is the lady here that she had a business. Now, she was running this business out of the barber shop, and the police had been there several times investigating. I guess they had been there for several violations of the building in this barber shop. I'm going to put on my glasses, guys, because I'm a little bit blind here. And authorities were called out to this place several times investigating this building for violations. So it says they had gone in and they had noticed that people were getting they were getting cuts at the barber shop. And so they had noticed that the barbershop there was dangerous conditions in this barbershop. So they had gone out, numerous times, investigated, and they had, been back. So on the last incident, on December 27th, police found 5 adults living in horrible conditions at 487 Brighton Street in Orangeburg. They found a sign outside of the building, which police say that it was not zoned for residential care. Okay. They found one resident that was inside of a closet. One resident that was found inside of a closet. And then they found it was smelled of urine. And this lady, Shamia, here, was arrested. Now, she had several LLC licenses for several different businesses. And my question is who would place their loved ones in a facility and leave them here with this lady and not go and check on them or visit them in this facility, check on the loved ones, and they're paying her to take care of them? And if these are adults that don't have anywhere to go and they have a case manager or a state representative that has placed these women or men in this lady's custody, why aren't they going out to check on these vulnerable adults? I don't understand it. One person was found living in a closet, with feces on their bedding. There was oxygen canisters and medications that were stored improperly, and used needles found on the floor of one bedroom. Police also noticed there were handrails installed in the building. 5 adults were in immediate danger. There were the bathrooms were contaminated with feces. There were frozen meals in the refrigerator, as well as a stove and microwave. But the building was not did not have a proper kitchen. And she had several, like I said, about 28 different LLCs, nonprofit, in the state of South Carolina. Her LLCs, which to name a few, were Love and Togetherness, Over the Rainbow, Learning and Child Care Center. So this lady had a child care center as well as taking care of these 5 adults. She's being held on a $30,000 bond in the South Carolina Detention Center. Now, she's running this business out of a barbershop. And the adults are living in the back. Now, there were keypads on the outside of each of the doors of these bedrooms. And so these adults were found also without sheets, some of them on their beds. They were found with some without blankets. Some were soiled with feces and urine. And I'm saying to myself, who in their right mind would even place their loved ones in a facility like that? Because like I said, if I'm going to place my loved ones, or any human being would place their loved ones in any facility, wouldn't you go and check out the facility first before you go and place your loved ones in a facility? I know I would. And I'm going to be very picky about where I place them. And I want to be, I'm the one who says, you know what, I'm going to pop up. I'm going to do unannounced visits over here to make sure that my loved one is safe, and anyone in that facility for that matter. If I feel like someone's being abused, it doesn't have to be my loved one or anybody. I am going to say something and report that abuse. And I definitely am not going to have you running a barbershop up front and in the back running a nursing home. It's just not appropriate. So I hope that this lady gets everything that she deserves. And I hope that she spends her time thinking about what she did to these poor, vulnerable, elderly people that cannot fend for themselves. God help her and have mercy on her soul. And I hope that she spends every day in there thinking about what she's done. You know, we have to sometimes realize that we're going to be old one day, and, you know, there's going to be someone taking care of us. And what we do to others, it's going to come back on us. And so, you know, we need to make sure that, because we reap what we sow. And so, you know, she's going to reap what she sows. And so I hope that she has time to think about what she's done. And I hope that the parents that has taken their kids to her daycare, I hope that they get them out of there and don't look back. And to any, you know, this should be a wake-up call to anybody who puts their loved ones in a facility. Don't just place them in there because it's either cheap, because you pay for what you get. Don't put your, you know, check it out. Make sure it's safe for your loved ones. I know that, you know, times are hard, and, you know, things are, you know, you can't afford a lot of things. I'm going to move this a little bit. And you can't, you know, things are hard for all of us, I know, and you can't afford a lot, but, you know, you got to be wise at what you're doing and where you're putting your children, where you're putting your loved ones. So just be careful. You don't want your loved ones abused and neglected. And watch out for people like this one. So I hope she gets what she deserves. And I just wanted to kind of touch on this story and bring this story to light, and bring the elderly abuse to light, just to, you know, kind of let us be aware of what's going on out there. And I'm appalled that she even has a child care facility as well. Yeah, I'm appalled to that. So we're going to move on to the next topic of Gyspy, which I have been watching, and I'm sure as all of you all have heard that story as well. The Gyspy Rose story. I'm sure you all have been watching that, and I, you know, watched that story when it first happened, and I've watched all the Lifetime movies and all of that. And I have been keeping up with the Gyspy Rose story since it's come out on Lifetime. I think it started on Saturday or Friday, I believe. And so we're going to move on to that and see what you all think. But also comment. The comments also help my channel too when you all comment. Excuse me, on my topics as well. So please put your comments and tell me what you think about this Orangeburg case of these 5 vulnerable elderly patients. Tell me what you think about that case. I would really love to hear your thoughts about that, because that is just absolutely terrible. And so we're going to move on to the Gyspy Rose case. And we are going to pull up a picture of Gyspy. Let's see. Now, this is Gyspy right here. Let me see if I can, let's see if I can get a better picture of Gyspy. If I can get a better picture of her. Let's see. I want a picture of her when she was, when the story first came out. And she, well, I'm sure you guys always knew, you have already seen her when she was with her mom. So I'll just share this one. So this is her, if you can see her here in the corner here with her mom. And then this is her since she's been out of prison. So she has now gotten married. And I am going to show you her husband. Is that it? Okay. Let's see. I don't see. Let me see if I can find her picture of her husband. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll share that on. I'll try to share that one with you on her Instagram. All right. So that is a picture of her and her husband. And they were married on July 21st of 2020. And so they had a wedding in prison. So she met him. They dated. They were corresponding in May of 2020. So they had been corresponding for about a year, back and forth, writing letters and stuff. Now, she was, in case, I'm sure all of you all know the story, but in case you didn't, Gyspy was living with her mom, and her mom was a mother that made up all of these sicknesses that Gyspy had. So she actually I think it's Munchausen's by proxy is what it's called. Munchausen by proxy, if I'm saying it right. Munchausen or Munchausen by proxy, if I'm not correct, if I'm pronouncing it right. Sometimes you can't get the words out. I know exactly what I'm saying, but I can't say it. I'm like tongue twisted right now. But where you make up, where people make up that their child has all these diseases to get attention for themselves. And so to get attention for themselves and to get things for themselves. So her mom would make up all of these things that Gyspy had in order to receive attention and to receive financial gain. She would receive checks. She would go on to receive housing. They Habitat for Humanity actually built them a house for them. Munchausen by proxy, that's what it is. So she would had all these diagnoses, and they moved to Missouri from Louisiana, and the doctor there that they were seeing had started to run all these tests, and she said that Gyspy had cancer. And so when the doctor seen her, he said, well, I don't think that, she, we'll run these tests, but, and, see what's going on, because he was a new pediatrician. And so he had started running tests, and he said, maybe she's in remission. And when the test came back, they found that there was no sign that she ever had cancer. And so they started getting suspicious. Well, in this documentary, they say a little bit more, and they said that she had never had cancer. And then the nurse became suspicious because Gyspy had all of, she had like 3 different birthdays. So like on one chart, she had 91, another chart, she had 93, and another chart, she had like 95 for her birthday. So the doctor became very suspicious. And so, the family members would go on to say that Gyspy would come to their house, and, her mom would all of a sudden, put her in a wheelchair, and she would say, oh, she's, not able to walk. And so she's paralyzed. And so, just make up all of these things. And so the uncle recalled, one time when he left her at the house that, Gyspy, there was a trampoline there, and she was jumping. And then when she, saw her mom, that she just fell like a wet rag and just, dropped. And the mom, got really angry and made her stay in the house, for the rest of the time. So, all of these things. And they said, that's quite normal when a kid, is raised by a mother like that. that's always making them sick. And so it was just, this poor child, and I know there's a lot of different opinions out there about, Gypsy being manipulative, and about the how things played out, and how, she only got 10 years, and the guy that was with her got a life sentence that actually carried out the unaliving of her mom. And so I wanted to get into that too a little bit more. As I get into that, I want to get into that a little bit more too, because I want to, just kind of get you all's reaction on that as well. So as, time goes on, they go on and they move into this house, and Gypsy starts to recognize that, she doesn't want to, be a prisoner of her mom's anymore. She wants to go out. She wants to date. She wants to have a normal life. And so she starts, her mom gets her a laptop, and, she tells her mom that she's, wanting to go on and go on to do a, I'm going to share this screen again. So she tells her mom she wants to go on and do some Disney stuff on the laptop. And so her mom believes her. And so she's doing all of that on the laptop. And so her mom believes her. And so she gets caught. And so she gets caught because she makes a Facebook page. And so her mom gets angry, stops her, and takes her laptop away. By this time, she meets this gentleman, and she runs away, and she's, her mom finds her at the house because she drops her phone. And, the only thing that she has when she runs away is a Cinderella dress and a wig. So she runs away with this Cinderella dress and a wig, and this guy is on parole. He's 35. She finds out she's 19, but her mom's been telling her all along that she's 15. So my thing is that I was watching it with my daughter, both of them, and they both said, that she is manipulative too. That, she knew what was going on. And I said, at this point, yeah, she did. She kind of knew what was going on. And she knew that she could walk, and she, kind of went along with her mother. But I also understood where she was coming from, because she was afraid of her mom as well. This was a little girl that her mom had manipulated her all of her life. And when you grow up with someone who manipulates you from the time that you are born, and that's all you know, and this is a lady that raised her from her birth, and it was like she said her mom was her best friend. You tend to, and that's all you know. You don't know anybody else. This is your mother. This is somebody who, this is all you have. Because her dad, was in and out of her life, yes, but her mom kind of manipulated her away from her dad and told her stories, lies about her dad, and made her, think twice about dealing with her dad. So, she lived in Louisiana, so she got her far away from her dad and moved her to Missouri. And so she didn't have her dad, and could her dad have done more? Could her dad have gone to court to try to have visitation rights? Yes, he could have. He could have done more. So, and he admits that. He admits that he could have done more. Because when I see parents say, oh, her mom took her away from me, I didn't have, yeah, that's an excuse, and you could have done more. You could have, if you wanted to, there's always ways that you can do more if you wanted to. Everybody has a choice, and he could have done more to see Gypsy, in my opinion. So when I hear people say that she's manipulative, she has some manipulative ways. And yes, she does know, or she did know, what she was doing. I agree. But you also have to look at it from her point of view, only knowing this lady that she grew up with and how this lady manipulated her as well. And, once she was found, when she first ran away with this boyfriend, her mom took her back and she handcuffed her to the bed and then began being physical, abusive to her. So when she wasn't before, now she took it to the next step because she figured she was losing that grip on her. So now she was going to take it to the next level to even put fear into her more. So she takes it to the next level. So then, of course, Gypsy gets more fearful. It's like, I'm never going to get away from this woman. And I don't blame her. Would I have gone so far as to unaliving my mom? No. I think, and we can't say what we're going to do in any situation. We can sit here all day long and say, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. But until we're in those situations, we don't know what we're going to do. Now, I don't think that I would go as far as to unalive somebody. I wouldn't do that. I think my choice would have been, is I'm going to escape and I am going to go to the police and I'm going to tell them everything that I know. But, I see in some cases now, in the child care system now, that look what happens there. When they go to tell the CYFDC what's going on in the homes and this is happening, they get taken right back to those homes. They get returned right back to the homes and nothing's done. So you've got to look at it from both points. Is unaliving ever the answer? Absolutely not. And I don't condone that. So she then gets, starts talking to this guy that helped commit the crime with her. And he helps commit the crime with her. And he then he helps commit the crime with her. And so she starts, they're communicating, I believe, for about 3 years back and forth. And she, starts telling him, she starts sharing. That's the first person that she shared the full story with. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so she then starts communicating with Nicholas. And I'm going to bring up a picture of Nicholas. We're going to see. What? I'm going to see what Nicholas looks like here. Let me see. Let's see if we could pull up a picture of Nicholas. Okay. So I'll share that picture. Okay. So this is the guy that then unalived her mom. And this is her when she first unalived her mom. So this is when she met Nicholas, and she started communicating with him, and told him everything that was going on, how her mom held her in the home and had, all the stuff that had taken place. And so they ended up, her mom wouldn't let her ever date or see anybody. And she told the story about how her mom had kind of done a little seance, and because they lived in Louisiana, her mom had believed in sort of like witchcraft or something. So she had taken this picture of her and this first guy that she dated and put her cycle blood into a jar and cow's tongue or something, and buried it in the backyard of their home and said, "You'll never find love." So, that in the back of her mind, she always thought, "I'll never find love." And so be it. So anyway, she convinced her mom to take her to the movies one night, and had Nicholas to meet him there, had her mom to meet him. And then, mom didn't like him and whatnot. So mom got mad. Long story short, go watch the document on Lifetime, but I'm just giving you bits and pieces. I don't want to spoil it for you. But anyway, so mom ends up not liking him. So she goes back and tells him, "My mom does not like you." And so he tells her, "We've got to go ahead and, get this plan into motion." So they get the plan into motion, and he flies in, says, "I'm here." And they set the plan into motion. Now she tells him how to do it, tells him where to go. And she claims that she's upset and she wants to stop the process in all of this. Now, this is where my daughters say that, she's manipulative, because she sets the plan in motion. And please comment on this. Do you think that she should have gotten the same amount of time that he got, which is life? She only got 10 years. She's already out, and he's serving a life sentence because he was the guy that actually did the unaliving. She set the plan in motion. She told him what weapon to use for the unaliving. She told him where they lived, how to, get in, what to do, what ... Okay. But he did the unaliving. Do you think that she should have gotten the same sentence that he got, which is life in prison? I will give you my opinion. I think that she should have gotten a longer sentence. Now, I am going to do a part 2 on this. And my part 2, I am going to continue to discuss what I think about this situation, because I'm over time now. So there will be a part 2 to this, and we will continue to discuss. put some questions in the comments and leave your comments, please, in the comment section so that when I come back for my part 2, that we can discuss your questions and your comments in this part 2, because I'd really love to discuss. Do you think that she's manipulative? Do you think that she should get the same amount of time as he does? Do you think that she's manipulative? Leave your questions, your thoughts in the comment section so that I can touch on those. And also, what do you think about the lady that with the elderly abuse case? Would you just place your loved ones in a facility and not check it out? Do you go and visit your loved ones there? I mean, really? So leave me your thoughts and comments. Part 2 tomorrow, or part 2, I'm sorry, on Thursday. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I will, please let me know what you all think about these cases that I discussed. Please, let me know. And then when I come back for part 2, I will, when I come back for part 2, I will discuss this. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, please hit the likes button. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And always, please comment on this. That helps the video as well. And hit the likes button. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, bye.